Welcome to Running on Reddit, r/Talesfromretail, where the craziest customers, managers, and owners make a scene. I used to work in a tech store. Generally, we would just sell computers, phones, and accessories, but we also offered a repair service. One day, a man came in with his laptop. He wasn't sure why it stopped working and would like us to diagnose what was going on. Easy enough. From a quick glance it seems to be either the operating system or the hard drive. I tell him I can take the laptop into the back and have one of my colleagues work on it to discover which it was and repair the issue. He seemed pleased with us, but less pleased with the fact that it could take 5 to 7 working days. Particularly busy because of all of the schools and colleges were getting additional funding for new computers and laptops. A lot of them were coming in, taking up loads of our time. Nevertheless, he agreed and signed the paperwork necessary for us to accept his laptop into the back. He then left with the laptop. I attempted to stop him, but as he was so busy I wasn't able to get him in time. I then immediately tried to phone him on the mobile number he provided. The number did not work. I then sent him an email, the only other type of contact he had given us. Fast forward a week with no reply/no contact from him, and he returned to the store, no laptop in hand. He then began demanding to know where his laptop was, and when I explained that we did not have the laptop because he did not leave it with us, he then started screaming at us because we had stolen his laptop. He even called the police. My manager and I were quite happy to stand there smirking at him whilst waiting for them to arrive. When they did, we simply showed them the footage from last week of him walking out with his laptop. He then again started screaming at us for framing him, and he was then promptly frog marched out of the store by the police. On our system, tickets for repairs can only be closed once you have a confirmation signature from the customer. Thus, we never got his closing signature. To this day, that ticket is still open in the store. This was 5 years ago. How could he have forgotten to take the laptop home? To think there may be many more incidents with unclosed tickets. Anxiety intensifies. So, this happened a couple weeks ago, I think. One worker, who was restocking, saw a dude take a cheese, yes, a cheese, and put it in his jacket. As the store employees have little headsets for better cross-store communication, he gave that information to the cashier. The dude of course just tried to rush through and was stopped by the cashier, asking if they could come to the back because he was suspected of shoplifting. The thief then tried to book it, ran into the first sliding door which opened too slow, almost ripped it out of the frame, ran into the second one, then made it out. While running away, and, probably, to his car, he fell and slammed on the ground so hard that even the cashier running after him felt the pain he must have gotten from that. In the end, he gets away. But, in the parking lot, there lays the cheese and €10. Police were called. They just took everything to protocol and even joked why they were called when they have €10 in the cheese. A thief took a cheese only to run away but leave the cheese behind. It is almost as if the scenario never happened. The associate merely found €10 outside. I manage a small furniture store in a formerly upscale area. The owner has been getting on to me for the last few weeks about randomly leaving a light on at night when I leave. He and I are the only people who have keys to the building as far as either of us know. Our landlord doesn't have a key. I honestly don't think I have been doing it. I'm very careful about turning everything off, especially once I've already been confronted by my boss about it. The last time this happened was Tuesday. I had the day off, and one of my employees called saying the owner was complaining about the lights again. With him now complaining to other people, I have been extra careful about turning everything off at night. Double and triple checking before I leave with flashlight in hand. I'm not the one leaving lights on. I needed to be in early this morning to meet a truck driver and I beat the owner in. As soon as I unlocked the door, I noticed that the lights were on. Nothing has been stolen. The store cash is still exactly the same as it was last night when I left. The cokes in the refrigerator are still there. My custom shop Kramer guitar is still hanging on the wall where I leave it. My job is really boring. The only thing that was different other than my office light being left on was a half-eaten pile of cat food left in front of our building where we don't normally feed the office cats. I have called every employee, our landlord, the maintenance man, and the owner's wife, to make sure none of them borrowed a key and came in while we were closed. They all deny knowing anything about it. I trust them, but somebody is doing it. Neither my boss or I really care. Whoever it is that's coming in at night to sleep on our mattresses isn't actually stealing anything other than my enjoyment of feeding the cats in the mornings. We just want them to turn out the lights when they leave. Maybe there was no thief. The cat may have been smart enough to fix itself a drink during the night, play some guitar, and then stage a feeding. Kitty does a sneaky. If you like the content and want to support the channel, like and subscribe right now, or you'll be running on fumes. I work as an assistant manager at a large crafts retailer. One day, I'm on a register helping out with busy lines when I get an older couple at my register. I ring everything up and then she pays in cash. After I give the wife, W, the change, she asks if she could get change for $2 in quarters. I say alright and take the $2 and give her 8 quarters. I thought everything was perfect until the husband, H, chipped in. H, you need to give my wife the correct change. She gave you $2. Me, I did give her the correct change, sir. H, no, you didn't. I was standing here the whole time. You need to learn how to count money correctly. Me, I took 2 $1 bills from her and gave her. Gets cut off. H, don't explain your mistake to me. Talk to my wife and apologize to her. The husband then proceeds to leave the store while I'm standing there with his wife. She gives me a sympathetic look, like she knows I was right. W, I'm sorry about that. I will just be taking my things and leaving now. Thank you. She leaves the store and meets her husband outside. I'm watching through the doors as her husband approaches her, probably asking if I gave her the right change. All of a sudden, he starts shaking angrily and stomps back into the store. I'm standing there thinking, oh, crap. What is this guy's problem? The man stomps right in front of me and gives me a dirty look. H, I want to talk to the highest manager here right now. I call the store manager and he meets the guy up front. H, this idiot needs to learn how to count change correctly. My wife gave him $2 and your idiot gave her 8 quarters. Manager. 8 quarters is $2, sir. But, we can check the cameras above the register, just to make sure everything was done correctly if you'd like. H, don't waste your time. You are both stupid beyond compare. I'm calling the police. The police show up and ask what is going on. We state everything that happened and even offer to show them the cameras. The police say there's no need and ask if they want us to escort the man off the property. The store manager says yes, because he is banning the man from our store. I still have no idea why that guy thought 8 quarters wasn't $2. Wait, $2 isn't 8 quarters? The money is a lie. So, this happened yesterday right before closing time. I work at a hardware store and had just came in from my lunch. I walked over towards the paint area and hear this lady screaming like someone was dying. See, excuse me, does anyone work in the paint area? She's just screaming that to no one, just standing in the middle of the store. So I walk up and help her. Me, excuse ma'am, do you need help? C, of course I do. I need X amount of paint. Me, alright, give me about 10 minutes for all this. She orders quite a bit of paint and somewhere in the mix I ducked up and gave her a gallon instead of a quart. My boss tells me to just discount it and let her take the whole thing. That's fine with me. She gets out of here quicker and I don't have to be yelled at. She comes back and she's actually really nice and polite when I explain what happened. So, I follow her up to the register and she actually starts telling the cashier what happened and saying it was her fault I messed up. While I'm standing there waiting for her to finish checking out, another gentleman, other guy, comes up. Og, excuse me, sir, I have a question to ask you. I thought about just screaming help in the middle of the store, but I'm not an idiot. Then, he just dead stares at the first lady. It took all I had to not bust out laughing. I answered his question and the first lady tucked tail and scurried out without saying anything else. No. Nobody actually works in the paint area of a hardware store. How could she have not known? It was a seemingly normal night, management not giving breaks, and overworking the rest of us. I was stuck on cash, as well as doing all the little things as well. When I do wait on customers, I always try to be polite and make small talk. And if they are wearing something I like, I will compliment them on it. Nothing too big, just that looks really good on you, sort of thing. As I'm checking people out through my mundane shift, a man and woman came through with a slightly emo style. Her hair was done up in these two elaborate ponytails, and it looked kicking booty. I immediately complimented her upon it. She then stated how last time she was there she remembered how I complimented her on her makeup, and how she normally only wears this style around the house, because she's not sure about what others would think. And then proceeded to tear up. I was stunned. I don't think twice when I say things like that to people, but the fact she remembered me and was slightly encouraged by it meant a lot. As I finished her transaction, I told her that it looked great on her and to keep it up. I know it's kind of stupid, but it just really made my night and reminded me that even though you see a million faces a day, you can make a slight difference in people's lives behind a cash register. So, thank you to all fellow retail workers, and may someone brighten your day as well. Humanity has been restored. Let me know in the comments below by sharing how you made someone's day better. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and turn on the bell or you'll be running on fumes. See you in the next video.